What is the global crisis for LGBTQ asylum seekers? What exactly is the global crisis for LGBTQ asylum seekers? This situation is a pressing human rights issue that affects countless individuals around the world. Many LGBTQ people face severe persecution in their home countries, including violence, discrimination, and even imprisonment. These threats push them to seek safety elsewhere, often in countries that may not provide adequate protections. In many regions, laws criminalize same-sex relationships and gender nonconformity. This legal framework leads to alarming outcomes, such as torture and extrajudicial killings. For instance, LGBTQ individuals in certain nations can be arrested simply for being who they are. This dire reality forces many to flee, but the journey to safety is fraught with challenges. Once they leave their home countries, LGBTQ asylum seekers often encounter significant barriers in the asylum process. Many governments have implemented strict immigration policies that complicate their ability to seek refuge. Some countries do not recognize the unique risks faced by LGBTQ individuals, making it difficult for them to prove their claims of persecution. This lack of recognition can lead to denial of asylum requests, leaving individuals vulnerable to further harm. Moreover, humanitarian support for LGBTQ asylum seekers is often inadequate. Some nations have suspended or limited their refugee resettlement programs, leaving many stranded in unsafe environments. For example, a transgender woman approved for resettlement to the United States found herself in hiding in Saudi Arabia due to delays in her travel. Meanwhile, her partner faced imprisonment because of their relationship. Legal protections vary widely and can be inconsistent. Many asylum systems do not fully acknowledge persecution based on sexual orientation or gender identity. This inconsistency can lead to wrongful detention or deportation of LGBTQ asylum seekers, further exposing them to danger. Cuts to Humanitarian aid only worsen these conditions, limiting the resources available to support LGBTQ refugees. The lack of comprehensive data on LGBTQ refugees makes it challenging to understand the full scope of the crisis. Without accurate information, it is difficult to create effective responses to meet their needs. However, some governments and organizations are working to improve the situation. They aim to expand access to resettlement and enhance legal protections for LGBTQ asylum seekers, although progress is often slow and fragile. Addressing this crisis requires a multifaceted approach. It is essential to recognize the unique vulnerabilities of LGBTQ asylum seekers and ensure that asylum processes are accessible and sensitive to their experiences. Increasing humanitarian aid targeted at their needs is also vital. Advocacy for the repeal of discriminatory laws in home countries is crucial to creating safer environments for LGBTQ individuals. Practical steps can make a significant difference. Providing legal assistance, safe housing, and mental health support tailored to LGBTQ asylum seekers can help them rebuild their lives. Community integration programs are also important for helping them find stability in their new homes. Holding governments accountable for upholding international human rights obligations is necessary to protect LGBTQ refugees from violence and discrimination throughout the asylum process.